Hey there, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I know I am. I'm excited to get this episode started. We're going to get started today by going over here and doing a bit of terraforming because, well, the land is really needing it. Right there, especially with that hole. I've got a build plan there for later. And, well, I got to stop being lazy. I've got to, fix this bit of terraforming back here that needs to be done because this is looking pretty bad. And yeah, so I've got a couple of ideas in mind for this area, and I think that's going to be where we get started in today's episode. All right, I went and collected a bunch of dirt and kind of filled up my chest back at home because I'm tired of going and collecting more dirt every time I need to do this. So I went and did that, and yeah, so the goal here is to kind of make the land not flat, but to make it look a bit more natural. I'm not planning on messing with like this hillside or anything like that. I just kind of want to flatten this out a little bit. I feel like if I stand right here, if I make the little build I want to do right here, it's going to be a little too low in comparison to, some of this stuff up here. So I feel like it'd be a little bit more natural if I kind of double layer the dirt and just kind of make it line up with, this second layer up here. And just kind of sit it up here. The one thing I've learned recently is your sight lines are very important in builds, and that's something that I'm trying to play with more now. So I'm going to go ahead and start filling this area in, and yeah, I'll see you in a minute. All right, you guys, I finally finished the terraforming around here, or at least in this little area here. And, despite the fact that I just said that I don't want it to be super flat, well, I made it super flat. But that's not the point. What I'm thinking is it'll be easier to kind of raise the land and kind of, add to the landscape a little bit after I make the building that's going to go here today. I feel like it'll make it just a little bit easier. Instead of me trying to squeeze a little build into the terraforming that I just did, I want to just kind of squeeze the terraforming around the build that I just did. I feel like that would be a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting the materials together, and we're going to go ahead and get started with today's little project over here. And with that, everybody, the build is now complete. I actually really like how this turned out. I kind of went into this with no plan. I was originally going to use kind of the same block palette as I've been using with, well, both of the barns, but I figured it was kind of time to change it up a little bit. So originally when I designed it, I was using brighter tones and it just wasn't matching with anything. And so in a creative world, I started, messing around with this block palette. And I actually really like how this kind of complements that, I guess. So this is what I went with. And as you can see, I kind of detailed around here a little bit. And I've got my chest here. We're going to ignore that. But I did go ahead and kind of bone meal and detail around a little bit. And I think I went a little too overboard with pretty much all the grass that's around here. I'm probably going to have to go through and kind of change that out as time goes. But it is what it is for now. So we're going to go ahead and head inside and take a look at the interior real quick. And it's not anything fancy, but it's going to do the trick for now. I kind of suck at interiors, so I just kind of left it pretty dry in here. I didn't really know what to do with it. So I just kind of left it like this. But it'll be fine because really we're not going to see too much of the inside of this place at all. Most of what we're going to do in here is going to end up being up here. Up here, I've got planned a bit of a sugarcane farm. I've actually got all of the materials here with me to kind of do it. Probably more than enough, honestly. But no more the amount of sugarcane we're going to be using throughout the world. I don't think I'm going to need anything too massive. So I figure making one here shouldn't be too bad of a, too bad of an issue for, rates and everything like that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started on putting it together real quick. And yeah, I'll show you guys how to do it. All right, so I took a moment of pre-planning to kind of figure out how I wanted the room to be laid out with this, because the farm is a little bit bigger than I originally thought. I've built this, like at least 100 times now, and I forget just how much space is actually needed for it. So I'm going to go ahead and just start by kind of pre-mapping out the area. I know the sugarcane will be planted along this row right here, like that, and I'm just going to kind of mirror it over here on this other side, like this. All right, and once you get that, then you can kind of start figuring out where all the redstoning and everything is going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of fill in this area right here real quick, and yeah, then I'll show you the rest of it. All right, now I've got it pretty well filled in, and we're going to go ahead and start placing down observers and pistons and stuff. So it's all going to kind of sit right here. So I've got to kind of place down the right blocks and figure out how I'm going to get it all going. The observers are going to be facing that direction, and the same for this way. Then I can go in and remove those here in a second. And then basically just place down these facing outwards like this on both sides. Like that. And then up here is where we kind of do the redstone part of it, if you will. We'll just kind of run this down the back like this. So essentially, once I place the water down here and the sugarcane grow, once the sugarcane, well, as you can see, when the state changes in front of the observer, the pistons activate. And that's basically going to happen every time the sugarcane grows in front of the observer. So it just automatically harvests itself like it should, and I'm going to have a collection chest right here for it. But I'm going to get all this out of the way so you don't have to listen to that again, and start getting the hoppers in place. All right, so I think I'm just going to place the chest right there for it, and I'm just going to kind of feed the hoppers in here. And there's a mob outside dying. Yes, so everything that gets pushed into these hoppers on the end will just kind of get funneled into here, and any excess will just kind of stay in the hoppers, which I think we won't have too much excess. I don't think this will be that efficient of a farm, really. So I'm just going to go ahead and get these placed in real quick. Alright, so I've got all of that in place, and I went ahead and added these trap doors right here on this side because we need the water running through here, and I just kind of want it to stop here, but I think the sign would look a little ugly. I might be able to kind of encase all of this behind the trap doors, and it'll look better that way. So that's kind of the plan, but, once you get the water in, you just start putting sugarcane down like this, and once it grows up, you see it just kind of spills out like that. And I picked it up, but it should go into the water stream there and go into the chest here. And that's basically how it works. I'm going to go ahead and get this other side put in real quick and get the last of the wall put up here. All right, and it looks like the sugarcane farm is finally complete. I've got it kind of, running right back here like this. And the sugarcane hasn't grown up at all yet, but I just kind of finished it. So it might take a little bit. We'll come and check on it later. It should be running just fine. And, well, I think this area looks better now that I've kind of hit it a little bit like this. So yeah, I think we're done here for now, and we'll be back before the end of the episode and kind of check this out again. And now we're done with that, so I can get rid of this chest monster that's out here and get started with the next plans that we have ready for this episode. Alright guys, I'm back in the iron farm real quick, just kind of checking it out, and I want you guys to see this for yourself. In the time that it took to build that and do the interior and the farm, we've basically almost filled up all of the iron that's in here. We're going to have more iron than we know what to do with. Update you guys. So I know I said I was done with this building, and I swear I was. But what happened was I well, I got a little greedy and I made another little room down here and basically just copied another sugarcane farm in because, well, I don't know. In hindsight, I feel like the upper room was not going to be enough. So I just finished this. We don't have anything in here just yet. But, yeah, upstairs we've already started collecting some. I mean, literally before I hit the record button, I heard the pistons fire off upstairs. So I know that we have a little bit going up here, and I don't know why that door keeps opening. And yes, I mean, so far, we only have this 20 that's in here. And, well, I mean, it's taken me, like, 30 minutes to make that farm downstairs. So, really, 20 is not that good. The one downstairs is a little bit bigger than this one. So essentially we just probably a little over doubled our production already. And I feel like we're going to need it at some point, so why not? Alright, so I guess since I'm done in there now, finally, for sure, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the next part of today's episode, and that's going to be doing a lot more terraforming. So I've got a bit of a plan for what I want to do in this area, which is going to require a ton of terraforming. So I'm going to get to that here in a minute, but I'm tired of procrastinating on the bit of terraforming that needs to be done over in that direction. It's quite frankly getting, a bit out of hand. If I'm going to keep building out in this direction, I need to go ahead and get it taken care of. So I've got a few ideas in mind for what I want to do with the area, as well as maybe even adding in a little bit of a bridge to get over towards the savanna biome over there, just to make, crossing a little bit easier and a little bit safer than, just sticking around the water. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on that real quick, and I'll be back in a moment. All right, and the terraforming is complete for now. We've kind of extended the path on out here just a little bit, and again, I went a little heavy with the bone meal. It's definitely a curse of mine. But yeah, so I went ahead and made a little bit of a cave entrance. I'm not set on this design just yet. I'm just too lazy to keep changing it. I've spent so long trying to edit that, and I couldn't really find a design that I really wanted. So we're just going to roll with this for now. I'll go back and change it later on, and it leads back into here, and it splits off in this other direction, and you can see I haven't edited or designed any of the interior of this just yet. We'll get there here in a moment as well, but yeah, I went ahead and made the entrance on both ends and a bridge leading across over to here. This bridge design I just kind of found online and just kind of copied it because, well, I suck at bridges. So, yeah. we've got that going for us, and this took me quite a bit of time to get all of this. I really like how the land up top turned out, to be honest. Even if I went overboard with the bone meal, I think it kind of shaped out pretty nicely. There's a little area here that I need to edit, and things like that, and this little hole in the back. But for the most part, it is done. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get over towards the other area that I want to terraform. But instead of making you guys watch another time lapse of me doing that, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it because I've also got to deforest a lot of this area and stuff like that as well. It's just gonna take a lot of time. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that real quick, and I'll cut back to you once I'm done. Alright, you guys, I've got the path finally complete leading on up there and got all this terraformed and got it pretty well deforested and everything. Again, went overboard with the bone meal. That's something that I've got to figure out. But yeah, so I went ahead and made a little bit of a path going on around here. And it's leading up to that dead end. Now you might be wondering why I did that, why I have it leading to a dead end. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Chief. I have got plans to go ahead and start a villager trading hall soon. It's not going to be started this episode, but I do want to go ahead and get the tunnel made for it. What I'm envisioning right now is going to be a tunnel that starts right here, and I want it to just go pretty much all the way through and over to this other end here, which I just realized I still have to terraform and deforest, but I want it to come out like right about here, and just let there be a villager trading hall in the center. And my goal for this episode is to get that tunnel dug out so we can make a sheep farm, because I've got a couple of other farms that I want to make that I've got wool designs for. And yeah, so that's basically that. And then we can also use the green carpets until we can get like moss carpets and stuff to kind of hide torches around the area, because the torch spam around here is kind of ugly. Not that I have very many, but you try to hide them as you go. So that's kind of the plan for now. I'm going to go ahead and start getting this stuff together and make this tunnel entrance, and then we're going to go ahead and start making the tunnel here. Most of the tunnel will be made on stream. If you guys want to follow me on Twitch, you can follow me at LuckyLane0, and you can always join in and, be part of the future episodes. All right, you guys, I went ahead and did the tunnel entrance here. I really like how this turned out. Yeah, it just kind of matches the general aesthetic of the rest of the village that we've got going here, and I really like it. I did go ahead and terraform around, over the top of it a little bit, because the way it was kind of sitting there, it kind of, I don't know, it just did not look right, and it still doesn't look right. But that's something that I can go back and change later on. So in the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and start digging out the tunnel a little bit and leading it in the direction of the other side of the tunnel, I guess. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in a little bit, because I'm not going to make you guys suffer through an entire time lapse of me hollowing this out. While I'm digging out this tunnel, I just wanted to take a second to talk to you guys about something real quick. So I just want to say that I really appreciate all the positive feedback you guys have been giving me so far throughout this world. And I'm really loving all of the comments, the views, the likes, the everything that you guys have been giving. It really means a lot to me. This is a relatively new YouTube channel, and I'm still figuring out the whole editing aspect of it, and I'm still becoming a better builder and things like that. So I'm always looking for ways to improve. And one of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about was seeing what you guys enjoy and what you guys don't enjoy about my videos. I want to learn what you guys want to see and don't want to see from it. I want to improve myself, so this way you guys have better content that you can watch, and things like that. So in the comments below, leave a comment letting me know what you guys enjoy about the videos and what you don't enjoy about the videos, what you think I can improve on, and things of that nature. I really want to know, because like I said, I want to make sure that I'm putting out quality content for you guys. You guys are the reason that I'm doing this. And yeah, I mean, I love what I'm doing, and I want you guys to enjoy the content that I'm putting out. And yeah, with that being said, I'm just gonna keep on mining. All right, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on my progress with this tunnel so far. And well, I made it all the way through. And yeah, so I mean, it's pretty basic. And yeah, I don't know, I like this design. I've used it in a previous world myself. And yeah, so the plan is to have the villagers all lined up in these walls. and we'll have different ones like librarians all in one area, and then we'll have farmers in another area for the golden carrots, and stone masons and everything like that going on down. And right here is going to be where we put the breeder after I actually make the room for it, which probably won't be today because this episode is kind of dragging on now. But I did go ahead and make the room for the sheep farm. I was going to make the sheep farm outside in its own building, but I realized how much of a footprint it was going to take up actually doing this. And yeah, so I decided to just go ahead and make it inside of here with this. In my last world, I turned this kind of side room into a storage room with an auto sorter and everything for all the items I was trading, which I still might end up doing in here somewhere. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But I do already have all the redstone hooked up and everything like that. And I've got, these pretty well sectioned off to where the sheep will be standing here. I just don't have the shears inside of the dispensers just yet. And yeah, I just went ahead and did this for the sake of time because I've already spent 2 days hollowing this entire thing out because, I don't have a beacon or anything. So, yeah, if you guys want a video on how to set up one of these, I can make one for you or, something like that. Just let me know if you guys want one and I'll make one for you. But yeah, so now the goal is to kind of hollow out this room just a little bit more going up. This ceiling is a little too low for me. And then get the sheep in and then get them all dyed and everything. And yeah, I'm not going to make you watch through all of that. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started on all of that. But there's one other thing I wanted to show you real quick. So on this other end, I haven't really done anything. I did go ahead and make the entrance. I basically copied the same design out here as I did on the opposite end. But I didn't terraform it yet. And that's going to be something that I'll do at the beginning of next episode probably because I really want to be able to utilize this area. I like the idea of all of this being able to, connect up and everything. I really think it kind of adds to the village a little bit, brings it a little bit more to life, things like that. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and get started on finishing up this room and I'll cut to it whenever I'm done and I'll see you guys in a bit. Hey you guys, I finally finished the interior of this place. It has taken me all of almost 2 days to do it, but it's finally pretty well done. Now this hallway, I'm going to keep pretty much like this until we get the breeder in place and we get the trading hall going, because I do have plans for the interior of this, or at least some kind of plans for it to make it look a little bit better than this and not so bland. And well, frankly, I also want one big carpet going all the way down, and this farm hasn't been running that long for this, but I did go ahead and finish the interior of this room, and I really like how this turned out. Again, if you want a tutorial on how to make an automatic sheep farm, let me know and I will be sure to make one for you guys. But yeah, I pretty much set up this room and I've had it going for a little while now while I did all the interior work. Yeah, I also had to make a trip to the nether to get these shroom lights to put down here because, well, the lighting in here was, well, it wasn't very good. And, yeah, I did something that I've never done before, and that's, well, really use these colored glass paints. I've always used, the darker ones, the white and the grays and the black ones, but I've never actually used any of these other colors here, and I actually really like how it complements, it corresponds with the carpet and everything. I don't know. I really like it. It's something super simple that I've just never done before, but I really like it. And, yeah, I mean, this farm has been running for a little while now. I don't know. I have a stone in there, but yeah, I mean, it's slowly collecting. The one big issue is when it stops collecting, I'm going to have to find a way to get back there and put shears in those dispensers, but, it is what it is. I say that a lot, I know. And, yeah, I don't know. I really like how this kind of turned out, and yeah, so before we wrap up today's episode, I actually have one other thing that we need to do real quick. All right, we're back at the sugarcane farm because I did say earlier that we would be back to check on the rates of this thing. And, okay, we got quite a bit more than I thought we would. Either that or it took me a lot longer to make that other farm than I really anticipated. And, yeah, let's see what we've got up here. Okay, we got quite a bit. This should be, plenty for us to start out. So the reason I went ahead and did the sugarcane farm is because very soon I plan on going to the end and getting an elytra, and we're going to need a ton of paper for rockets and stuff like that. So another farm that we've got coming up soon is going to be a creeper farm. I haven't decided if that's going to be next episode or the episode after, but it is coming very soon. And before we wrap up today's episode, I just kind of want to look at one thing real quick, and that is just kind of get an overview of everything that we've done so far. And our little area is really coming together. I've never made an area this large before, not like a home base this large. I really like how this is looking. Wow. I can just see myself improving a lot just by, starting this series. And that's kind of the goal. That's one of the reasons why I started this series, is so I could improve. And I want you guys to kind of, see it and, progress with me, get inspired by some of my builds, hopefully. And, me learn from some of you guys in the comment section and things like that. All right, everybody, I think that's going to wrap up today's episode. If you enjoyed the episode, please be sure to leave a like and comment down below letting me know what you guys look forward to seeing next. And go ahead and follow me over on Twitch. You might be able to, be in one of my streams and help me come up with some of these builds and things like that. And yeah, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for me, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any more future content or anything like that. My name is Lane, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.